musicians have some quirky favorites that you have to hear to believe. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 unlikely cover songs.
Showing you that door, rock gotta happen. I hear the drums echoing tonight.
For this list, we're looking at covers from the last bands you'd expect. We're basing our choices on a mix of unusual musical pairings, the major changes made to each song, and how the cover artists inject their personalities into the mix. If you like what you're hearing, be sure to check out the full song at the link below. Number 10, Wichita Lineman by R.E.M., originally by Glenn Campbell.
I am a lineman for the county.
R.E.M. became huge stars in the college rock circuit with their lyrically powerful take on alternative rock. Wichita Lineman, however, is a country hit written by Jimmy Webb about the working man, which was quite a departure for the band. Since much of R.E.M.'s music on Monster has a loud rock energy, their quiet approach to Webb's song is the most surprising part. This said, the track's exploration of a man's desires and struggles is a great match to the stories they were telling at the time. With Michael Stipe's intimate vocals, R.E.M. gave Wichita Lineman an update even Glenn Campbell could enjoy. Number 9, Cecilia by Old Dirty Bastard, originally by Phil Collins. In 2001, there was enough demand from the hip-hop community to make an entire album of Phil Collins covers. Despite his major stylistic differences from Collins, Old Dirty Bastard tackles Cecilia with a surprisingly smooth tone. Rather than a straightforward cover, ODB creates an entirely new rap, while another vocalist reinterprets the chorus to fit the times. Even the primitive vocoder sounds of the era help transition the upbeat dance track into the world of hip-hop. Though ODB is certainly going wild with his boasting lyrics, he pulls back just enough to avoid feeling out of place on Cecilia. Number 8, Faith by Limp Bizkit, originally by George Michael.
Well, I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body.
For their debut album, Limp Bizkit decided to expand the possibilities of nu metal by covering George Michael's Faith. The band stripped their sound down to rhythmic guitars, while Fred Durst offered surprisingly soft vocals. This changed in the chorus, however, where Durst howled out every repetition of Faith painfully, while the guitars got equally grimy. The ending was particularly harsh, as Fred groaned so hard it sounded like he coughed from it. Their version, however, has amassed over 22 million views on YouTube, pretty good for a counterfeit. Though it couldn't sound farther from the original track, Faith was the only single on Limp Bizkit's debut to chart. Number 7, Always on My Mind by Pet Shop Boys, pop standard. To honor Elvis's legacy on a live tribute show, Pet Shop Boys brought their synth styling to a dance version of Always on My Mind. You are always on my mind. You are always on my mind. Their take was so well received that the duo recorded it and quickly had a hit. Though the song had been covered endlessly since its release, it had rarely ventured outside of conventional pop and country.
Always on my mind. You are always on my mind.
Pet Shop Boys' additional harmonies and electronic undercurrents also helped the song feel less cookie-cutter than other renditions. As strange as it was for Pet Shop Boys to approach Always on My Mind, they completely reinvented it. Number 6, Pride in the Name of Love by Clavilles and Cole, originally by U2. After gaining fame through party hits like Gonna Make You Sweat, covering U2 was an unexpected move for the brains behind CNC Music Factory. Credited to Clavilles and Cole, the duo had the added challenge of remixing Pride as a techno track rather than just adding a dance beat. The song's tempo and industrial drums gave the original a futuristic edge, but their use of original vocal melodies and guitar tracks worked surprisingly well, considering the change of pace. The cover even managed to move over halfway up the Billboard Hot 100 chart at the time, despite its heavy subject matter. Number 5, My Way by Sid Vicious, popularized by Frank Sinatra. Sid Vicious usually critiques culture through actions, but his version of My Way focuses on the music itself.
And did it my way.
Vicious spends an entire verse putting on a voice to mock the nature of Frank Sinatra's original. Sid also makes tons of silly faces and poses during the live version in The Great Rock and Roll Swindle. But when the drums and guitars kick in, the song turns into a gritty punk rock cover that could start a mosh pit. Vicious even adds a line about killing a cat. Both parodying and updating My Way, Sid's cover is a lot to take in. Number 4, Africa by Weezer, originally by Toto.
I hear the drums echoing tonight.
It took a lot of tweeting, but a 14-year-old Weezer fan convinced the band to cover Toto's hit song Africa. While Rivers Cuomo and company stayed pretty faithful to the original track, they gave the synthesizers and drums a loud update. Weezer gave their own spin to the keyboard solo, and then brought Weird Al and his accordion out for good measure. This wasn't just a live one-off either. They even released the cover as a single. Instead of using a band photo, however, Weezer framed the incendiary tweet as their artwork. Number 3, The Sound of Silence by Disturbed, originally by Simon and Garfunkel. With decades of screaming and thrashing behind them, Disturbed took a soft turn when they remade a Simon and Garfunkel classic.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Though their cover of The Sound of Silence was undoubtedly louder, Disturbed never went into all-out rock. Singer David Draymond instead used his commanding shouts to make the song's climax more intense.
To the neon god they made.
With pounding drums and an orchestra, the band also gave the track an epic feeling without dishonoring what it stands for. Along with praise from Paul Simon, the cover has remained the band's highest performing single on the Billboard Hot 100. While unexpected, Disturbed showed their tender side on The Sound of Silence.
Disturb the sound of silence.
Number 2, I Can't Get No Satisfaction by Devo, originally by the Rolling Stones. The riff to the Rolling Stones' Satisfaction was so iconic that Devo cut it out when they remade the song, and replaced the main hooks with angular melodies and off-kilter takes of the old vocals. If that wasn't robotic enough, the percussion popped with funky cymbals and a mechanical repetition.
I can't get no. Hey.
Mark Mothersbaugh's quirky delivery was all part of Devo's method of using a universally known song and deconstructing it. Though it was weird enough that Devo's label worried Mick Jagger wouldn't approve, Mick was reportedly dancing by the end of his first listen. Turning Satisfaction upside down was a risk that paid off amazingly for Devo. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Stairway to Heaven by Dolly Parton, originally by Led Zeppelin.
And she's buying a stairway to heaven.
I Heard It Through the Grapevine by The Slits, popularized by Gladys Knight and Marvin Gaye. Sweet Child of Mine by Sheryl Crow, originally by Guns N' Roses. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Hurt by Johnny Cash, originally by 9 Inch Nails.
I hurt myself today.
When Trent Reznor heard Johnny Cash wanted to cover Hurt, he thought the idea was a cheap gimmick.
And you could have it all.
Cash, however, stripped the song down to guitar, piano, and vocals to focus on the lyrics.
I focus on the pain.
Johnny's vocals are rugged and almost seem to fall apart at times, as he fleshes out how sad the story is. Each chorus is heartbreaking as Cash ramps up the intensity of his arrangements.
I will make you hurt.
Mark Romanek's video for the track not only reflects on Johnny's entire career, but also just how fitting the words have become to him personally. Cash's reimagining of Hurt was so moving that Reznor believed it wasn't his song anymore.
I would find a way.
Do you agree with our picks? Let us know in the comments. And hey, if you're a fan of the song playing right now, be sure to check out the music video for it right here.